Now, if you are a subscriber to Netflix, as many of us are, you might be a little annoyed right now because they're changing their pricing structure. Instead of getting streaming and a physical DVD per month, one at a time, for $8.99, they're increasing it, I think doubling it to something like $16.99. Just the streaming service alone now will cost you the $8.99 that it always did. So, Walmart, good old Walmart, is getting into the business. We're joined by Hillery Nye now, who is principal and founder of the Madrona Law Group, joining us from that looks like Seattle to me. Hillary, good morning.
Yes, it is. Well, you just can't recognize it because it's sunshine in the background.
Yeah, that always throws me. Hillary, why is Walmart getting into this streaming video business, and how powerful a player will they be?
Great questions, and I think that they're going to be very powerful. I think that we're going to see a really interesting time of competition between different service providers and retailers entering a space that's now been invented in many ways by Netflix, but not going to be dominated by Netflix over time. So I'm excited to see what Walmart's going to do here. I think that one of the ways in which they're differentiating themselves is their pricing model. They've got a non-subscription model, which means that it looks a lot more like iTunes than it does a Netflix subscription model.
So it's more like the sort of red box you might go to in the store. You'll just go choose your video, pay your $2, $3, $4 at a time, but you're streaming it.
That's exactly right. Instead of a physical DVD, you are able to purchase from 99 cents to $5 a movie. And also, you know, I believe because of Walmart's relationships with a lot of the content owners, they're going to have a broader selection than we're seeing on places like Netflix. So you may see things now that have release dates that are the same release dates as you see on DVD. And you may be able to get them for a price point that's more compelling.
And that's the key here, isn't it, Hillary, is content. Netflix, to me, as a long-time Netflix subscriber, has been pretty good in terms of TV shows and the older movies, in having those available to stream, but absolutely awful in getting anything that is remotely up-to-date streaming.
Well, don't be shy about your opinion there. What they call that is tail content. So content that is not new releases, content that is, well, as you put it, stale, and not as compelling as some of the new releases that everybody wants to see right away.
But
so,
you think Walmart will have a better catalog of material to stream instantly?
Well, if I'm going to use your metric, they can't be any worse. So my sense is that they will have a they'll have better availability, because you have to remember they're a powerful force as a retailer, and they have the leverage to do better content deals. So as a result, I would not be surprised to see a better content library than what we're seeing on Netflix today.
Let me bring Scott in here. Scott, are you a Netflixer?
Not only that, I single-handedly keep Netflix in business. I'm one of those people, I get the $5.49 plan, 2 a month, 1 at a time, and I keep it for months at a time. I have to watch that documentary about the first Jewish basketball player, and I never get to it. It is a little puzzling, though, I'd ask Hillary, that why would Netflix be doubling their rates at a time when, as you say, competition is increasing and will continue to increase? It seems kind of puzzling to me.
Well, it's not actually that surprising if you look through their history. They have had some pretty interesting content deals. So again, if we go back to the basic premise that good content drives this business. And they were first to market, and they got some pretty interesting content deals to begin with. Those content deals are all coming up for renewal. And as a result, the nice packaging they had with Stars and others who are offering content at a competitive price are now being re-upped, and those price points are going to get higher and higher, and that content is going to become more expensive, so you have to find a way to pay for that.
And Hillary, you think we're going to get a lot more players in this market? We have iTunes, we have Netflix, now we've got Walmart using the Vudu streaming system, I guess, that they bought a year or so ago. There are more coming, you think, getting into this game?
I hope so. I think because at the end of the day, more competition is better for the consumer. And I see, you know, Amazon and Google doing very interesting things in this space. I think with the advent of cloud computing, the ability to get into people's living rooms in a more robust way, we're going to see a lot more choice. And I think that's always good for a consumer.
Are you rethinking Netflix, given the pricing changes, Scott?
Well, again, I'm not even doing the streaming package at the moment.
Oh, you don't stream at all?
I don't stream. I hold on to
you
DVDs
are so
and I don't
old
use them.
school.
Yes, I'm so old school. I even read the newspaper on the way here. People
Wow.
mock me.
Yeah.
But I'd like, look, also things are changing. I sound like I'm 90, but things are changing. And I think, as Hillary would agree, we're not far from when we have the technology already. We're just television, as you lament, not getting the new shows. With Hulu and everything, I think it'll be day and date. It'll be streaming at the same moment we see it on networks. And so I think that's why raising the prices now, even with the added cost, seems a little strange. And I think if anything, it's going to go lower in the future.
Hillary, do you see a moment where everything is streaming, we're all doing this, and nobody's really subscribing to cable TV as it used to be and as we know it now?
Well, that's an interesting question, too, because I think there still are the rent-to-owners out there who keep their DVDs for extended periods of time, and we are creatures of habit. So we like to have things that are comfortable, that we don't have to reprogram, that we don't have to relearn. So I think that there's going to be a generational shift over to more streaming media, to more on-demand content. But at the end of the day, we're still very much creatures of habit, and cable companies have us locked into a TV system, into a way of consuming content that we're all pretty comfortable with. And so it's going to take, I think, some real shifts in innovation and technology to make us comfortable with what technology can provide to us. So it's got to have a good remote control, it's got to have compelling content, and it's got to be at a good price point so that as a consumer, I'm not feeling like I'm having to reprogram a computer in order to buy a movie.
All right, it's certainly a whole new world out there for the way we're getting our entertainment delivered. Hillery Nye, principal and founder of the Madrona Law Group, thanks for joining us from Seattle this morning.